like ultimately I feel like we all need each other, so the reality is a woman who is just as submissive to her man as she is her boss, right? We confide in each other. We're teammates. We're not trying to compete with each other. So ultimately I'm looking for a woman who wants to do this together.
One skill I believe that is important for every woman to have, especially considering the fact that we live in a male-centered world, is that we need to learn how to interpret and decode what men are actually saying, regardless of how sweet, how nice, how awesome it sounds. Because I find that when men are saying something, for the most part, we end up interpreting it in the way we see things. We are looking at it from an empathetic, from a kind, from a reasonable perspective as women. But most of the times you find out that what the man is saying might be totally different from what you are thinking. Let's break down what this man is actually saying. Because for example, he said, basically, I believe that we all need each other. But the truth is that what he now says afterwards shows you that what he's thinking when he says we need each other is different from what a woman would think. Me as a woman, if someone says we all need each other, I'll be looking at it from the point of view of, oh yes, I'm going to help him to achieve his dreams, and he's going to help me to also achieve my dreams. So you are lifting me and I'm lifting you. I'm bringing my skills, you are bringing your skills. We are mutually working together to help each other reach whatever goals that we have. But is it what he's really saying? Now let's have a look. After saying we need each other, he's now saying what he's looking for actually is a woman who is going to be submissive to her man, just the way she's submissive to her boss in the office. So basically he's saying, I need you to run my ambitions and my goals, not yours. Because when you go to a job interview and you're being interviewed, the person that is interviewing you expects you to know the mission, vision, values of the office, the business, right? So they're basically hiring you for your services, right? So you have to know the nitty-gritty and show them that you have what it takes to take that business to the next level. And they pay you for your services. So, but in this case, we know that in relationships or in marriage, people don't get paid, for their services. So and also looking at that scenario of him saying he wants somebody that is going to run with his vision the way an employee runs with the boss's vision. Just the very idea of employer versus employee, there's already a power difference, right? So, and the sad thing is, in this power difference or in this scenario, the woman is not going to be paid. You are not going to be paid for whatever services or whatever expertise you're bringing. You just bring it, and that is it. So an employer does not meet the needs of the employee per se. The only agreement is, okay, I'm going to pay you this amount of money to compensate for all your troubles. But in this scenario, if a woman comes up and says, okay, you know what? Yes, I'm going to run with your visions. I'm going to bring my skills, my talents, everything. I'm going to invest my time. Now you have to pay me for your money, for my time. She's going to be defined as a gold digger. And so because he himself as a man, he is understanding that it's a big deal that he's asking for. That's why when he says, I want to be the boss, he still goes down and say, yeah, we're teammates, we confide in each other. But that is not the dynamics in a boss and employee scenario. So he's trying to kind of cover it and gloss it over, because he understands that he's asking for something that is crazy, that is out of this world. But we as the women, he doesn't even need to gloss over it for the average woman, because what we are hearing is, oh, he wants me to be on his team. He wants me to, oh, I'm going to be part of him. We'll cook, we'll clean. That's what the average woman is thinking, right? So that is so sad. Now, let's look at what the Bible actually says, because when we look at Jesus and the church, because the church is described as the bride of Christ. So when he was calling his disciples, or when he was courting them to come and become part of his team, he told them, come, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. Now, that may sound as if it is Jesus's vision. Yes, it is his vision, but it is also something that the disciples were looking for. How do I know that? The time when the disciples ran to go and meet each other and say, okay, come, oh, this one will say, come, see, I've seen the promised Messiah. So this is someone that they were expecting. The other one said, is he going to be the one that will bring the restoration to Israel? Like, they had that expectation. So immediately they heard that this man has something to offer. All of them had their own various careers, but they were like, this is actually what I want. I want to be an advocate for Israel. I want to, we are under colonialism. So majority of them actually felt like that Jesus was coming. The promised Messiah was going to come and save them from colonialism and the power of the Romans and all that, right? So that was why they joined. But he was very upfront about it. It's like, you guys want to be fishers, you want to accomplish something, but I'm going to make you fishers of men. And he's basically telling them, my kingdom is not of this world. He basically he laid every card on the table. So at the end of it all, by the time they were done relating with him, each of them had accomplished great things. Some of them were basic, fishermen. They were not outspoken. They were not well-mannered or learned and all that. But at the end of it all, when they come out and they speak, they became visionaries. They became carriers of a great vision, right? That impacted their lives positively. Jesus did not just sit them down. He taught them everything that he knew. And not only that, he also sent them out. So each of them had their own ministries. Jesus tapped into their skills and their talents, and he sent them forth to go and use it to accomplish their own purpose, the thing that was already burning in their hearts. But in this scenario, this man is basically saying, come on, I'm looking for somebody that will let go of everything, even though I'm calling them teammates, whatever. But actually, they are my employees and they're just here to do my bidding, whatever I want. And that is not what marriage should be all about. Because if you look at it, why would God give women gifts and talents and then expect them to just use it to meet another person's fulfill another person's purpose? All through the Bible, we see great women that accomplish great things. We all have gifts, we all have talents, and the Bible says that we are going to give account of it. And now, if he's trying to say that every single woman on this earth has to, live her vision and run with that of the man, how about when the Bible says that marriage is not really compulsory? Apostle Paul even said it's even better for a woman not to marry, for people not to marry. It's better for you not to marry if you can avoid or endure not getting into, physical intimacy with other people. If you're able to control your body, basically, you can be single. So does it mean that every single person that subscribes to that and says, okay, I don't want to really marry, then they cannot pursue purpose? There's nothing meaningful in their lives. No, every single human that comes into this world has an assignment. Imagine if Deborah in the Bible, her husband Lapidot has said, oh, I'm looking for somebody, an employee that will fulfill my purpose. She'll be there cooking for Lapidot and doing whatever. Nobody knows him or whatever he accomplished. But this was a man that understood that women have their dreams. It's not necessarily just because you're a man and you have something, between your legs or whatever, then it means that you're the leader. And then you should carry the idea of leadership at the forefront. You're not so in marriage, the real arrangement, it's not just about the fact that you're a title head. You're looking for somebody to add value to that person, and the person adds value to you. That's what marriage should be about. So my point is this: whenever someone is talking to you, a man especially, don't be in a hurry to say, oh, that sounds so sweet, that sounds so cool. Just the way that anybody that say, oh yeah, the Christ, the this, you know that not everybody that is saying the Christ or the Lord or God is saying the God, maybe that we believe in Christianity. In the same way, when a man is saying this and that, you have to really drill down, lay your ears on the ground and find out what exactly is he trying to say, and believe him the very first time. Even if it sounds outrageous, even if it sounds preposterous, believe it. Because believe it or not, you might end up signing up for something that you never even imagined, like an arrangement that is totally unfair to you, and you're like, how did I find myself here? And I pray that that will not be your portion.